Hello students, these are the couple of lectures which are related to the portions which I could not cover in the classroom. So the first chapter, this is the chapter which I could not cover in the classroom, right? That is the aromatic hydrocarbons. So here, before I am going to start this chapter, I just discuss brief idea about what is aromaticity and what are the questions used to come from this chapter. Aroma came from the Greek word which means the pleasant smell. From this word, the aromaticity word came. Aromatic compounds used to have a pleasant smell and also it used to have high percentage of carbon. Compared to the aliphatic compounds, aromatic compounds used to have high percentage of carbon. For example, the same number of carbon, the N-hexane, that is C6H14 and C6H12, if you observe. This is aliphatic, right? N-hexane, and this is a benzene. C6H12, the carbon percentage is almost equal to C6H6 benzene, the carbon percentage is almost equal to 50%, but here which is lesser than 50%. So the aromatic compounds used to have high percentage of carbon. Due to this, it used to give a black smoky flame. And also aromatic compounds are having special characteristics, that is it used to obey the 4n+2 pi electron rule. So here the criteria is that any compound to become as an aromatic compound, to satisfy, it should satisfy the conditions. So here you just remember the compound must be cyclic. Here the compound must be cyclic. So students, don't get confused. All the cyclic compounds need not to be aromatic, but all aromatic compounds must be cyclic. Okay. So here this is a cyclohexane. Is this aromatic? No. Why? Because it is a cyclic, but it doesn't satisfy all the criteria of aromaticity. Right. So this is one of the criteria, means this is one of the condition. The first condition is the compound must be cyclic, like benzene you can say, and the compound must be planar. For planarity is completely depending upon the hybridization of carbon. So if all the carbon atoms present in the ring, if it is undergoing sp2 hybridization, then you could say the compound is planar, right? So sp2 hybridization, and also so this is a planar, and also you could say the molecule is flat. And the third condition is the compound should satisfy Huckel's rule, which is 4n+2 pi electron rule. That means the total number of pi electrons must be equals to 4n+2. So here, for example, if I am considering benzene, how many pi bonds? 3 pi bonds are there. So total 6 electrons. The 4n+2, if you substitute 6 electrons, the n must be 1, right? If you substitute n as 1, here you could get 6 pi electrons. So it is obeys Huckel's rule. And also it should have extensive conjugation, that means alternative double bonds, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. If any compound, if satisfying all these conditions, then you could say the compound is aromatic, right? So the question, here I am going to discuss in the question point of view for your exam, because you don't have much time to prepare, right? So that's why here I have made a questions according to the question form. Discuss what is mean by aromatic character, explain with example. So what is mean by aromatic character? As I said, the compound is said to be aromatic if it satisfies the following conditions, that is cyclic and flat, containing either 5, 6, 7 member rings. If it is 8 member ring, the flat molecule can get dislocated and it used to give non-planarity, right? So that is cyclooctatetraene, you could say, that is having tub shape. So the 8 member could not get sustained because of its high strain. So here you could say, next the cyclic, the second condition is the compound is planar, that means it should be all having sp2 hybridized carbons, right? And sp2 hybridized carbon means it used to have at least one double bond. So here you could see, if it is having one double bond, that means it is having extensive conjugation, double bond, alternative single bond, double bond. If you notice here, there is a much electron density inside the ring. As it is consisting planarity sp2 hybridized carbons and high electron density, these compounds used to undergo electrophilic substitution reaction. Before that, you will get one doubt that the compound is having double bond, means it used to undergo addition reaction rather than substitution. But this double bond is not static. Notice this double bond is continuously dislocated. That is the reason the aromatic compounds do not undergo addition, rather than that it used to undergo substitution, and that too it used to undergo electrophilic substitution reaction. Why? Because it's electronically rich. And the next, the compound possesses unusual stability due to delocalization of pi electrons. This we discussed. And the last condition is it should satisfy the Huckel's rule. So example, you could write benzene. So this is also cyclic, all are cyclic. And second condition, planarity, all are planar because all the carbons are sp2. And also it is having alternative double bonds, right? Get notice. And also it all obeys the Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. So next question is state Huckel rule, which is very important for your exam point of view. So our next important topic is Huckel's rule. What is mean by Huckel's rule? So they used to ask question in this format, that is state Huckel rule and how it could be used to explain the aromatic nature of benzene, naphthalene, anthracene, phenanthrene. They could ask in any compound, right? So first, what is mean by Huckel's rule? According to this rule, all aromatic compounds must have 4n plus 2 number of pi electrons. Okay. So here the number of delocalized pi electrons inside the ring must be equals to 4n plus 2. Here n is an integer value. N is an integer value. It could be 0, 1, 2, 3. It could be an integer value. So n is always an integer. It should not be half integer, and it should not be. Doesn't have any relation between the number of rings present in the aromatic compounds. So let's see. For example, explain Huckel's rule for benzene compound. So here I am going to consider the benzene. So again you have to write all the points to become an aromatic. This benzene also is cyclic, and this is a planar because all carbons are sp2. And this is also having alternative double and single bonds, and also it should obeys 4n plus 2 pi electron rule. So the total number of pi bonds, 3 pi bonds. So how many electrons? 6 pi electrons. So it should come 6 means the n should be 1, right? So for benzene, n equals to 1. So if you substitute n as 1, so it is getting as 6 pi electrons. Similar way, you could notice for naphthalene. Naphthalene, how many pi bonds are there? Total 5 pi bonds. That means total 10 pi electrons. That means 4n plus 2 equals to 10. So to become 10, n must be 2, right? 4 multiply 2 plus 2. So it will become 10. So here, sometime the number of rings may match with the integer n value. Here one ring is there, 1, and here 2 benzene rings are there. So n equals to 2. But it does not true. So n is not just integer. It will not related to the number of rings inside the aromatic compound. So here you just remember, if the given compound having 4n plus 2 number of pi electrons, and here the number of pi electrons always should be an integer value, then that is obeys the Huckel's rule. You could explain aromatic character of benzene. So here also you could explain total pi electron 6. And benzene ring is planar and it is having sp2 hybridized alternative double bonds. All these points again you have to write. Again, aromatic character of naphthalene, anthracene. If you know the structure of naphthalene, anthracene, easily you can write. For example, naphthalene 10 pi electrons are there, n equals to 2. This is integer value. And anthracene, phenanthrene also how many pi bonds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pi bonds are there. 7 pi bonds means 14 pi electrons. So where n equals to 3. So in this way you could write the answer. Next they can also ask the question, state Huckel rule and explain the stability of cyclopentadienyl anion and tropylium cation. So let's see here what is mean by cyclopentadienyl anion. So this is a cyclic compound. Penta means 5 carbons. Dienyl, that means 2 double bonds are there, and dienyl anion. Next is tropylium cation. Tropylium cation is 135 heptatrienyl cation. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the, here tropylium is 135 heptatrienyl cation. This is the common name is tropylium cation. Here you could notice total 3 pi bonds are there. So total it is having 6 pi electrons. So which is also obeys Huckel's rule. And also you could notice this is cyclic and all the ring atoms are involving each carbon is sp2 hybridization. So because of this sp2 hybridization, the compound is planar and flat, and the molecule also cyclic, and which is obeys Huckel's rule. You could explain the stability of cyclopentadienyl anion and as well as tropylium cation. So here in the cyclopentadienyl anion, also you could notice the resonating structures. So here I have written, so according to the Huckel rule, all the aromatic compounds having 4n plus 2 number of pi electrons, here n equals to an integer value. So cyclopentadienyl anion, including lone pair of electrons, total number of electrons is 6. That means here they are including this lone pair of electrons. Including this lone pair of electrons, total number of electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here you could notice the resonating structures of cyclopentadienyl anion and as well as tropylium cation. So this structure is easy to draw. So here it is electron deficient plus, so you could delocalize the pi bond from here to here, and so that it is getting positive charge shifted here, and here it is going to shift, again here it is going to shift. So as the number of canonical structure increases, gradually the stability also increases. So the next very important short answer question is, that is aromatic, and define aromatic and anti-aromatic and non-aromatic. So what is mean by aromatic? So aromatic, just now we have given the example, so many examples we have discussed, right? So aromatic compound, that means the compound should be cyclic and planar structure and it used to involving a extensive conjugation. Then the molecule is said to be aromatic. So here aromatic we have already discussed. The next is anti-aromatic. Here anti-aromatic are the compounds which are also cyclic and which are also planar, but which do not obey Huckel's rule. Rather than that, it used to obey 4n pi electron rule. That means the total number of pi electrons is not equals to 4n plus 2, which is equals to the 4n. The best example is cyclobutene. If you notice cyclobutene, this compound is cyclic, and see this is cyclic, and it is planar. Why? Because it is having sp2 hybridization, all carbons, and also the number of pi bonds are 2 pi bonds. That means total electrons are 4 pi electrons. So that's why it is satisfying the 4n rule. If you notice, if you substitute n equals to 0 in the 4n plus 2, 0 if you substitute, it is coming 2 pi electrons. If you substitute 1, it is coming 6 pi. So the 4 pi is between, right? So it is not obeys Huckel's rule. It is obeying only 4n rule. That is called anti-aromatic. And the last is non-aromatic compounds. If any compound, it do not obeys any one of the following condition. Whether the compound is, the main condition is, if the compound is even though cyclic and even though 4n plus 2 pi electron rule or 4n pi electron rule obeys, but if the compound is containing sp3 hybridized carbon, then the compound will become non-planar. For example, so here you could consider 1,3,5 heptatriene. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the 1,3,5 heptatriene, you could notice this compound having sp3 hybridized carbon. The 7th carbon is sp3 hybridized carbon. This is having 3 pi bonds, that means 6 pi electrons. Even though it is cyclic and it is obeying Huckel's rule, due to the presence of sp3 hybridized carbon, the compound is becoming non-planar. So here you could notice the structure here like this. The structure is 1,3,5 cycloheptatriene. One of the carbon, the sp3 carbon is above to the plane, remaining all are in plane. So due to this non-planarity, the compound is said to be non-aromatic. Here I have given the definition with example. So next, explain benzenoid and non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. So which is very important. If the compound is aromatic and obeys all the conditions, if it consisting benzene as one of the constituent, that is said to be benzenoid aromatic compounds. You could say many examples, that is benzene, naphthalene, anthracene, phenanthrene. All these compounds used to consisting benzene in it. That's why this is benzenoid aromatic. Non-benzenoid, you could say the tropylium cation. The tropylium cation is 1,3,5 heptatrienyl cation, right? And cyclopentadienyl anion. Though it doesn't have benzene ring in it, but these are aromatic. That's why it is called non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. So you could say benzenoid aromatic compounds are those which consisting at least one benzene ring in it, and the non-benzenoid aromatic compounds do not consisting any benzene ring. So these are the example. Thank you for watching this video.